My first question is, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was moving. You know, it's also like I've only watched it once and it was overwhelming. Of course, there was a lot coming out at me because, first of all, you know, I never dreamed I'd be a part of this movie, a part of this world, and then to experience that and experience all the work that has gone into it, plus the work that has happened that we didn't even know about as actors. I mean, it's a lot. I'm waiting to watch it again with everyone else and, you know, take it in another way. But it was overwhelming, and it was beautiful, and it was a seamless continuation of the saga, which is something that I think everyone will be very happy
Music to
experience.
my ears, my dear. Yes.
Lupita, what was your first experience of Star Wars?
I don't remember my first experience of Star Wars because I was born into Star Wars. It showed on national television in Kenya on public holidays, and so when I wasn't in school, Star Wars was on, and we were all watching it. We only had 2 channels of TV at the time, and so everybody was watching Star Wars, and we all were familiar with it. And then in one of the episodes, I think it's Return of the Jedi, there is a character who speaks in Kikuyu, which is a Kenyan language, and so we were all like, huh?
Nine Nub is the character's name.
Nine Nub?
Yes.
Yes, that's his name.
Yes.
And he speaks in Kikuyu, and we were all just like, well, then Star Wars is ours at this point. It was like homegrown.
Amazing. So let's talk about the audition process, because this was such a movie kept under wraps, so secretive. What was it like when you found out, A, you were going to audition and then you were cast, and having to keep that a secret?
And going from 12 Years a Slave, which is a low-budget film, to something that's just so huge.
So I auditioned for JJ the week of the Oscars. So
Wow.
at the time I was nominated for the Oscars. There was a lot going on. There was all sorts of other award ceremonies, the Independent Spirit and all that was happening in that week. And amidst all that craziness, I went in to audition for JJ. And I don't remember what happened in the audition. I have no idea. It was something that happened in a blip, and then I was on to the next thing. And then months later, I was in Morocco on holiday, and I received a call from JJ saying, there's this character called Maz Kanata that I would love to consider you for. Are you interested in doing CGI? And I was very interested in doing that, particularly because it's a complete departure from Patsy and 12 Years a Slave, which was so much about my body, and this was offering me an opportunity to do a role that was totally not about my body at all. And I was really interested in that because there was no seconding my experience in 12 Years a Slave. And so anyway, he had someone fly to Morocco with the script for me to read it. And I read it over about 2.5 hours, you know. And I was immediately intrigued by this character called Maz Kanata.
Well, the great thing about this new film, you know, not having seen it yet, but just knowing the characters that are in it, you know, back in the day, Princess Leia was the only girl in town. I mean, she was a kick-butt character and a strong female role who gave as good as she got. But now you've got a lot of strong female, a lot of strong women in this movie. So how great to have that diversity to open up the Star Wars universe.
Yes, I think it's really telling of the caliber of people we're dealing with who are creating this movie. That they're interested, JJ and Kathleen Kennedy, they're interested in creating a world in a galaxy far away that is reflective of the world we live in, where women play important roles and are at the foreground and can hold their own.
Lupita, you said that script was flown to you as it lands in your lap, and you open. It says Star Wars. I'm sure it had some other names, so it was hidden. But what was that even like, flipping through and reading your character and realizing like this is where Harrison Ford, you know, made his, you know, big breakthrough, and just how long people have waited for this movie? Well,
when you're looking at a script, you can't possibly think of those things because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like
you'd be crying, right?
No, it doesn't make any sense to think that way. But for me, it was. First of all, Star Wars is a whole other language. So for me, it was, wait, Stormtrooper? Okay, who's that? And all right, and then there's a droid? Okay. It was like, I needed like a freaking dictionary to go with the script. So I was like, I was focused on trying to figure out, you know, this world. It was really exciting and bizarre as well. You know, to read R2-D2 and C-3PO and be like, wow, this is amazing.
There's also, even though the effects in this movie are more practical with bigger sets and costumes and everything and spaceships than the prequels were, you're using CGI, the motion capture, that's got to be challenging for you. You talked about, working with your body on 12 years. You still did work with your body
for
on this
sure.
movie, but in a different way. So describe that process with the motion capture.
Well, yeah, so it was motion capture is what it is really is that you do the performance that you would anyway if you were going to be seen in a film, but what they do is they just superimpose a different creature on your performance. At least that's the layman's way that I understand what was going on. And, it was very, very involved. It was great to have Andy Serkis on the film as well, and he was very generous with his time. And his advice to me was go about creating this character like you would any other character. The work is the same. You just have all these technical things to add on to that work. So it was bizarre, but it was also really exciting to be able to work in a character with a character that wasn't limited by my physical circumstances. It opened a different playing field in my mind.
Fantastic. Wow.
One of the things we love about Star Wars, of course, is the great love story. Will there be any space romance, any space kisses, anything like that?
And I can tell you,